Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we'll begin with a short recitation of the Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد صدق الله العظيم. My respected guest, the Honorable Minister Hanif Hendricks, our Ambassador Muhammad Dengo, many distinguished guests, on behalf of Ashraful, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and we welcome you today to this very auspicious and very joyful day for us, because this heralds the culmination of thought leadership in the humanitarian space. Today we have some of the great luminaries, visionaries globally that has converged in Cape Town to share with us how we can solve some of the world's most challenging problems, how we can uplift some of the most vulnerable communities in some of the most constrained countries in the world. And so today our purpose is how we can help that mother who goes from Guguletu, who goes early in the morning and comes back late in the evening, and she has 3 children, and end of the month she needs to decide which child I'm going to buy a school bag for. Today we're here to talk about that child that has been born in a refugee camp in Sudan, that has been deprived of food, who's suffering from malnutrition, no fault of that child, who is born innocent, but is bearing the consequences of conflict. I want to share a short story, a personal story. So alhamdulillah, Ashraful Aid, which started by my dad, Moulana Wadee rahmatullah, and my mother, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with them. And Moulana Luqman was on a relief mission in Mozambique. And he was very instrumental because they were flying and cargoing aid at that time in around 2001, 2000, when the floods had hit Mozambique. And they were cargoing planes of aid from Waterkloof Air Base into Mozambique. And on one of his journeys, he passed away. And all of a sudden, I was sort of thrust at the age of 19 into the humanitarian space. And so, alhamdulillah, the journey began. And over the years, we met many people. We were honored to meet many people from around the world. And some of the great industry leaders, thought leaders, influential leaders, those that are making transformative changes in the lives of thousands and millions of people. And so today's objective is that all that experience that I was honored to learn from, and people that had the opportunity to learn from, we said, let's call them together and let's share this knowledge with one another. Let's engage with one another. Let's discuss with one another to solve some of the world's most challenging problems. And so this cross-pollination of ideas is really tremendous. I was in Malawi, and I was having a casual chat with our country director, Abbas, and we were speaking about how can we roll out an AIDS program. He was telling me about the possibility of rolling out an AIDS program, and how are we able to reach communities. And so he casually told me that, every masjid, every church is already a community center. And if we can just connect with that with the different masjids and the different community centers, we already have nodes. And so when we looked at South Africa, and what we found, that the food insecurity that is there, and how could we roll out our food insecurity program, a food security program, we used the same concept. So what we thought would take us 2 years, we probably became the fastest and the largest footprint of food security in South Africa within 6 months, but based on an idea that we got in Malawi. And then we had another conversation. Our Qari Ziad from Al-Imdad tells me that, Suhail, you know what you need to do? You need to open warehousing and logistics. That's what you actually need. So wherever you open up a warehousing. So alhamdulillah, we are pleased to say that our Cape Town Logistics Center is now open. And then I thought to myself, alhamdulillah, that's a very great idea, but I don't know nothing about warehousing, especially in the humanitarian sector. And I had the opportunity of visiting some of the largest logistics center in northern Syria. And our brother Murad from IHH takes us into this massive logistics center. And I say, wow, this is really amazing. People that are providing aid to millions of people. And we know the crisis that is there in northern Syria. And so I said, wow, this is amazing. And we use the same strategy in South Africa, alhamdulillah. And likewise, I remember watching some of the videos of Azhar from Salam Foundation. He had just returned from Syria when the war just broke up. So he was one of the first journalists before to actually reach and tell us what is happening in Syria when the war just broke out. And alhamdulillah, he almost passed away, but Allah Ta'ala protected him and he survived. And he was sharing those stories. And I said that this is really amazing, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't know he has given voice to those that are voiceless. And so in the same way, we said, let's amplify that. And today we run TikTok videos, and with a group of youngsters that spearheaded the youth, and we get 1 million views in a couple of days. So using that concepts from different parts and this cross-pollination of ideas. And so I had a conversation with Mufti Jakura, and we met at one conference at Al Baraka, and we got chatting, and he told me that, we have to look at empowerment, sustainable empowerment. And then he said that, I know someone in Pakistan, they're running an amazing program, Ukhuwat in Pakistan, and I know Dr. Amjad Saqib, who then opened his heart and shared with us. And alhamdulillah, we've brought that same program in Pakistan that has taken millions of people out of poverty, and we've brought it to Africa. So, Honorable Minister, we are very honored today to have some of the global leaders in the humanitarian space that are transforming lives, changing lives. We are honored to have them today, and we would like to extend our appreciation to each one of you for being here and joining us today. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.